This is Devin Croswell with Sherpa Design, and we're going to take a look at some of the things that are changing in the sketch environment for the release of NX 2506. So we have some changes to how we're drawing out our lines and arcs, and we'll focus on that for this video. Jumping into our sketch environment, selecting a datum plane there, and we enter in. We have our home tab, and on the home tab we have this curve creation area, and usually this grouping starts with our profile tool, but we no longer have that profile tool, and that's because that functionality has now been added right into our standalone line, our standalone arc. We can just use those to quickly draw the profiles that we need. You also notice that when I start one of these tools that my cursor, my stylus here is a little bit different, where it is now this drawing pencil. And so I can just click, hold, and drag a line. And when I release, it creates that line. You also notice that the dialog box for creating that line is a little bit different than we're used to. We have the ability to specify the point or draw the curve. Draw the curve is a little bit new, a little bit newer to our environment. That's what we have this pencil here for. I can just click, hold, and drag to draw. If I'm just placing points, I'm now connected. I can, or I have a tool here to break that chain, but I am currently chaining curves just like I would in the profile tool. So now I can connect these curves together, create that closed profile if I want to. It still shades that in, and then I can hit this break chain to leave the tail that was still connected to that last placed point. As I'm creating these lines, you'll notice that I can lock a certain length or lock a certain angle. So maybe I want this to be 45 degrees. I'll have that locked. So now I can just draw that in a certain length, and I know that it's 45 degrees. I'm still snapping to things on here. It's still finding some relations to snap to. So I can draw all that if I need to break that chain again. You also notice that at the bottom, under settings, we have that chain curve. So if I don't want to chain at all, use that profile functionality, I can turn that off. But I can also create reference geometry simply by checking on a box. So instead of creating a line and then clicking on it again and changing it to reference, I can now create reference geometry straight away. So we have that capability in the dialog box. I can break that chain again. We also have the line output style. So we have segment only, that's currently what I'm creating. We also have add infinite line. So as I'm drawing this, it's got a segment that's also creating this infinite line that I can utilize in my environment to snap to. We also have the third option for infinite line only. So I can just create those reference lines that go on forever, my infinite line. And the other thing I want to show with this is that as I'm creating these lines, I can switch between line and arc pretty easily. So I can just click here. I don't want to do an infinite line. Let's do a segment. And I place that one, and I'm still connected here, but I can use the arc tool to snap to, or to change to that arc. So now I'm creating a 3-point arc that's tangent to that last place line. I want to switch back to line. I can do that here and create a tangent line there, and then draw what I have out here. And this dialog box for arc has the same functionality as the line. I can lock the radius, and I can also chain curves here, create reference geometry, break that chain. So a lot of the same stuff is happening with my arc. And if I just click, hold, and drag, it'll allow me to do the 3-point as well with my new stylus. Try and place that in there. There we go. Break that chain. You also notice that, and this isn't brand new to 2506, but we have these sketch checking capabilities here, our sketch navigator, just helping us navigate through what we're creating. So I can see a lot of okay, this line and that line are parallel or almost parallel. Do I want that to happen? I can double click on that to create that. So we still have all that functionality that has been added recently to NX in our sketching environment, but no more profile. We have the profile functionality directly into our line and arc, and we're using that pencil style of our cursor to kind of just draw the profile in that we want to use. So improvements to the line and arc functionality in 2506 Sketch.